Do you want to be different and hip and cool? Then I have a solution. You can be a hipster. In this video, I'm going to show you what you need, how to dress, and how to act in order to do that. First, what you're going to need. You're going to need to gather your materials, which are a puffy jacket, shirts, flannel shirts and shirts from a thrift store, Apple products, Ray-Ban glasses, a scarf, mittens or gloves, a hat like this, a bandana, Toms, a plain jacket, and where you're going to need to go and buy these things are thrift stores. That's where I got this one. It was about $3. American Apparel, which is where I got the jacket at, and then Urban Outfitters. But Urban Outfitters is really expensive, so you can always go the thrift store route. I put all that stuff on. The first thing you're going to need to do to be a hipster in your dress is you're going to need to look like a bum. And there's two ways to do that. One is to dress like really dirty. I didn't do that. You don't have to do that. A lot of hipsters don't. But then again, a lot of hipsters do. For example, I was at the City Museum yesterday, and I saw a guy there, and he obviously didn't, he obviously had money. You could tell that he wasn't a real hipster, or a real bum. But he had ripped clothes and a beard and a hat like this. He totally looked like he was trying to look like a bum. So that's one way, and the other way, or he's trying to look dirty, I mean. The other way you can look like a bum, though, is to just wear layers. I've got on this, that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers. Then the scarf. Hipsters will wear this stuff in the summertime. It doesn't even matter how hot it is outside, because they don't care about their comfort. They care about how they look. So, I'm not wearing these right now because I didn't feel like putting them on, but these shoes are totally uncomfortable. They don't care about that. So, it's more about how you look and setting an example and a way about yourself than about how comfortable you want to be. You're going to need to not match prints. As you can see, I've got these two different prints, the flannel or the plaid, whatever this print is, I don't know, and then the paisley. So that's another way. They don't care about that. They want to look different. Most people say don't put stripes. My dog is barking, sorry, but don't put stripes and spots together, but hipsters don't listen to that. Another thing you're going to need to do is act a certain way. First way to do that is act like you don't care. Whenever you're getting your picture taken, don't go, but just look off into the distance, or do something that's my profile picture on Facebook. It's basically that. That's what they do. But don't smile. Also, when you're at a concert or if you're at a party, you need to not dance. The most you can do is just sway a little bit, but don't be twerking. Hipsters don't twerk, so don't twerk. That's if you're gonna dance, don't twerk. Then you're gonna need to say pretentious things, such as, I knew them before they were cool. That's the hipster thing to say. If you don't believe me, you can put it, search for it in Google, because this is what they all say, and I say it all the time. A good example of this is Mumford & Sons. They used to be a very little known band, a hipster band. And then all of a sudden I turned on the radio and they were playing on 107.7, and I looked them up on Billboard and they're number 20 something like that, which, I knew them before they were cool, is what you would say in that situation if you were a hipster. Also say you've probably never heard of them when you're talking about something you like. For example, I like this singer named Regina Spektor, and if somebody asks me, what kind of music do you listen to? I'll be like, Oh, well, Regina Spektor, you've probably never heard of her. So you need to like weird things. So, weird bands like Regina Spektor, Tegan and Sarah, Peter, Bjorn and John, Weezer, Belle and Sebastian, bands like that that nobody's heard of. Um, if you type in indie music, indie pop, indie rock, or whatever, you're gonna, like on Wikipedia, you'll get like a list. Any bands like that are good hipster bands. Also, weird books. I don't really read, which a lot of hipsters do, but if you're gonna read, then you have to read things that nobody's heard of. Don't read Twilight. I don't even get why anybody that likes mainstream stuff would read Twilight because it's so terrible. Anyway, like the Scott Pilgrim versus the World series is a good one. Also, like vintage things. I was at a thrift store the other day and I saw this bike there, and it was like probably the 50s or 60s when it was made. I think it was actually the 60s. It was like vintage. It was really awesome, and it was really expensive, and I wanted it, but yeah. But anyway, vintage things is what hipsters like. These glasses, they're not like technically vintage because they weren't like made a long time ago, but they're vintage style. Things like that. In conclusion, I've showed you what you're going to need, how you need to dress, and how you need to act in order to be a hipster. So now if you want to be cool, if you want to be different, if you want to not follow what the mainstream society does, you can watch this video and do everything in it and you can be a hipster. Thank you.